Structured Query Language, or shortly SQL, is a language to store and manipulate data inside a relational database. Let me explain. Imagine a book. What can we say about it? It has title, a genre, a release date, a page count, an author. Each of these properties is called an attribute. Now take a different book. The values change, different title, different author, and so on. But the attributes themselves stay the same. So, if you want to keep a record of many books, you create a blueprint, a list of the attributes every book will have. That blueprint is a table. The attributes become its columns, and every time you want to store a specific book, you add a new row. But what if you have two books with the same title? How do you distinguish them? Well, you add another attribute with a unique ID for each row, which is called a primary key. Right now, an author is just text repeated in every book row. But think about it. An author should have their own attributes: name, birth year, country. So authors get their own table with their own attributes and primary key. And then, in the books table, instead of storing the name, we connect the two tables by storing the author's ID. That stored ID is called a foreign key. Congratulations, you have just designed a database. But what do you do with it? Let's say you stored 1,000 books and you want those written by one specific author. For that, use a query. A query is a request to the database to retrieve or change data, and it consists of the result keywords. First one is select. You select which attributes you want to see. A title, select title. Everything, a star. Okay, but select them from where? So you use from. You tell it from which table to select the attributes. Select title from books. Fine. But how do you get only the books by one author? You use where. Every row gets tested. If it's true, the row stays. But on the other hand, if it's false, it doesn't. SQL gives you different options for conditions. Logical operators like and or not, comparisons, equals, greater than, less than, or reserved keywords like between, in, and like. But wait, the result doesn't show the author's name, it shows their ID. Their name is in the other table. To retrieve it, use join. It merges two tables by matching keys. For every book, find the author whose ID matches and merge them into one wide row. Now you can select whatever you want, right? Wrong. You can't. Both tables have an attribute called ID. So, which one do you mean? To distinguish them, you put the table name in front. But typing full names everywhere gets annoying. So, you give table a shorter name, an alias, using as. Let's take another example. You want to know how many books each author wrote. How would you do that? For this kind of task, SQL offers aggregation functions. They take many rows and squeeze them into a single value. In our case, we need count. But if we run this right now, it fails. That's because the database doesn't know per what to count. We need a keyword group by, which splits the row into buckets, one bucket per author. And then count runs on each bucket separately. Now it's working. And what if you want only the authors with more than 5 books? You might try where, but it won't work. What you need is another keyword, having. It does the same job. So why do we have two keywords for filtering? We will get to that later. Let's say you want to order the output from the highest to the lowest number of written books. Use the keyword order by, the attribute you want to order by, and the direction itself, ascending or descending. And if you want only top 10, you use limit. It cuts off everything except first 10 rows of the output. And that's a complete query. So that's everything you need to know, right? Wrong. Well, kind of. Everything works, but the order of the keywords you just saw is the order you write, not the order the database runs it. Here's what actually happens. First, from and join to build the data. Then where to filter the rows. Then group by to make buckets. Then having to filter the buckets. And only then select. And finally, order by sorts and limit cuts. And the mystery of two filter keywords solves itself. Where can't filter groups, because when where runs, groups doesn't even exist. That's the entire reason having exists. So those are all the basics you need to know about relational databases and queries. If you like this video, please subscribe.